Welcome back to Tuesdays with Joe, where I answer your most burning UX questions. Today's question comes from Suhail, who says, how is information architecture different from a sitemap? I'm struggling to understand the difference, and any light you can shed on this would be greatly appreciated. Well, Suhail, this is a common question. Like a lot of things, you're not alone in this either. The simplest way to understand the difference is this. The IA is a strategy, okay? It's a model, it's an idea for content, for organizing it, prioritizing it, labeling it, figuring out how much of it there is and how we're going to deal with it. The sitemap is the visual representation of that strategy, okay? It tells us how this content is going to be linked together in actual pages or screens, the order in which people might go through certain workflows to interact with that content, the main navigation chunks that allow people to get to it. So in other words, the sitemap is the what. The IA is the why. Okay? The IA is why is it best to organize this stuff this way in the first place? Why should we use this type of labeling? Why should we group information like this? It's all about strategy. It's all about what will make sense to people. For example, a lot of organizations, and I've worked with some government organizations who are especially guilty of this, use acronyms, okay, for titles. Government organizations, instead of calling out what something is called, it'll be called the ACLUPY, right? And no one except them knows what that means. So in the IA work that we do, we're spending time to say, okay, we know that you call it that. Does anybody else call it that? And if they see that term on the screen somewhere, are they going to know what it means? And what other pieces of content is that related to, right? What may come before it or after it or during it, things like that. When we get to the sitemap, now we're saying, okay, here's what that looks like in an actual menu. Here's where the page with that information exists. Here's how the strategic decisions we made in the IA phase manifest themselves on the screen, okay? So again, the IA is the why. Why are we using this content? Why are we calling it this? Why are we organizing it this way? The sitemap is the what. How does it actually show up on the screen and within multiple screens in the actual app or site or system? I hope that clears things up for you. I wish you much success in all that you do, and I hope you always remember to give good UX.